Players Picnic one time. And we was going up there, and everybody said, man, I ain't going to that stuff. And one young lady, she said, wait a minute. Y'all going, there got to be something going on. So we got there, we talking about, putting out the issues of the people. Then there was some contradictions. Some contradictions became a little antagonistic. But later one brother said, man, he said, how did you know? How did you know that me and Bishop Juan, all this, we ate the free breakfast program? I said, I'm a, Richard Pryor says, he's a peopleologist, study people, study history. On the west side of Chicago in particular. In addition to the fact that just Chairman Fred laid out that the Black Panther Party free breakfast program fed a minimum of 3,500 children a week. So you say a phenomenon, everybody's impacted by it, directly, indirectly. You know what I'm saying? There was a time in Chicago, nobody come to not from the street tribes. You know what I'm saying? New Orleans, the second line. So you study what's phenomenal. You know what I'm saying? Freedom on Radio is a phenomenon. We not waiting on the ruling class to let us know it. You know what I'm saying? Believe me, they know. In this part, so we need to get them political education class like the Black Panther Party. I said, duh. It's happening. It's happening. And it's happening through the forces making sacrifice. That's a different dynamic. Like in a relationship, that's a different dynamic. That's in a community, you know what I'm saying, to say, man, you know what I'm saying? Because I tell you, don't see what people going through. You know what I'm saying? They say like in the debate last night, I said, well, you know, these people get this stuff, they questions laid out to them, so on and so forth. And so I said, well, they said they had Vice President Kamala, she had to stand on some podium because they want the optics like she's shorter than him. So these are different dynamics. So I keep telling a lot of people the machine has. Brother was me the other day, he said, Chairman, I watched you through 4 different events and within a half an hour. You say, unplanned, unskilled. You know what I'm saying? No script, gotta move. On a pivot. We call it a political pivot. And and take into account, these are reactionary times. The deal is we have to see, people say, when the flyer gonna get done for this event? A lot of times it gotta be the day before. We gotta catch what's phenomenal, you know what I'm saying? And we had to find it. Today is the birthday of Claudette Colvin. Claudette Colvin. And I'm sure many people do not know what it is. And there's a reason why you don't know what it is. It's political. It's not because, well, maybe she didn't get the word out. Maybe Rosa Parks spoke better than her. We knew about that. No, that's some contradictions you have to deal with within your household, within your community. Claudette Colvin, who refused initially to give up her bus seat. You know what I'm saying? In addition to race contradictions, there's also the class contradictions. They exist. Yes, they exist. Yes. And you have to be on with something a little bit more sterner than just race nationalism. We say race first. We have to up the ante to be equipped with something similar to what Kim Il-sung in North Korea is related to the United States. He said, those down in South Korea relate with you. That's not the position here. Or in North Vietnam, Ho Chi Minh and the GOP and the likes made it very clear. So, no, let the lines be drawn. No, Yankee, that's not, we don't aspire to be that. You have to be able to change the movements from no Bluetooth. You have to heighten the contradictions. A lot of times that's kind of, it tears and it stinks. Because you start, you know what I'm saying? It's a cleansing process. It's not going to be situated for you. It's not going to be laid out for you by the ruling class. A lot of times people say, well, our grandparents, they stuck together. I said, yeah, how about your grandparents was put together? Back then, the relationship stayed together so long. I said, oh yeah, a lot of times until somebody sold somebody off. Damn, Chairman. Segregation, what about that? We got our money. I said, this here. I said, I have an issue with the term of great migration. It sounds nice. Just packed out a bag. Says, what you think? I think we're going to head up north. And you may have a few cases that way, but the reality is land was stolen, people was raped. I know we subjected with that term. I know we posted. And see, when the R word, no, rape, you know what I'm saying? I don't know how that stuff works. You know what I'm saying? You get hit, whatever the case is. See, you keep on, it's going to come, you keep on, notice there's always this attempt to euphemize contradictions. You know what I'm saying? To water it down. Next is supposed to assassinate the A word. No, man, this is brutal. We say brutal terms for brutal realities. Now, we open. If the ruling class can say, okay, we can take away the detrimental impact of rape and assassinations. Say, okay, we can fix where the impact that is transferred from down through DNA, the psychological impact, the physical impact, that could be erased. Okay, now I'm open to this new sense of euphemisms. But in the meantime, between time, we'll move with the energy that, you know what I'm saying, and recognize the ruling class's history where when the same missiles, when the U.S. was firing in Iraq, they were called peace missiles. But then the weapons was fired back upon them, they called them Scud missiles. We see when the U.S. was in aggression against the Vietnamese people, go look at the interview where Minister U.E.P. Newton was speaking. And they kept on saying about the VCs, the Viet Cong. He never responded. He told the Vietnamese people. In Somalia, they referred to them as the skinnies. These are the Somali people. Yes, indeed, says right on, unalive. These are euphemisms. Now, if we can boil this down to reality, cool. But in the meantime, between time, brutal charge, brutal realities. Happy birthday, Claudette Colvin. We're gonna talk about later on the Super Bowl, the politics of the Super Bowl. Yeah, everything is political. I know a lot of us want to believe that, you know, so it's just you work hard, you work the children up, you work hard, you'll be a great football player one day. If you look at the politics that goes on in a high school football game, you look at the insanity of people actually thinking that something as such as a phenomenon, they just made a big deal of taking the NFL to Africa. In fact, in certain parts of Africa, those at home will say, don't bring that over here because we know what comes along with football. Or just a sport. No, they said, I think U.S. and Canada is the only one that has this. We don't say, all the physical impact on your brain alone, just talk from a physical standpoint, from a health perspective. Other countries look at they look at foods as going, like, y'all eat that? They let that come over there? Y'all placing they show you the damage to the brain. Y'all do that? Y'all, this is a big sport. We're gonna talk about that. The politics of it. See, politics is, you know what I'm saying, the inner dynamics of it, the entertainment, what Rome had called increase the games. We'll talk about that. What's happening in St. Petersburg, Florida? Case of the World 3. I think Pam Africa, Minister of Confidence of Pam Africa, she just left here. She got down there. We're gonna get some updates as we speak. And I think that this Alpha Deliberation, Brother Cam, Corey, he's been giving some updates from other forces. But I think we got some callers in queue that's directly online. I think the jury's Alpha Deliberation, but just give an insight. What's happening? Do we have any callers in queue? Just come right, press 1 if we have callers in queue. Fremont, call in queue. Oh man, damn. Okay, y'all bear with me. No, excuse me. Cub with me.
Welcome to Blog Talk Radio. Please hold and
this frozen?
Listen to the show.
This frozen? What? Press 1. I'm live and direct. Okay. Am I good on Instagram? I'm good on all. What is this? YouTube Live. So I already hippie said frozen. Let me know if I'm good on YouTube Live. Okay, I'm back with you. Okay, do we have our call in queue? They dropped me again. Can't make this up.
It's a bathroom with picture. This closet. Oh, yeah.
Welcome to Blog Talk Radio. Please hold and you will be able to listen to the show.
Wow. Okay. Am I still here? Okay. Great number. I called in and I'm on mute. Okay. They give me some problems. They're messing with us now. Okay. Okay, Lamar, hold on 1 second. Okay. Call in queue. And let me try to get back in with you. Okay. Can I place a call as there are already 2 calls? Oh, hold on. Okay. Let's try this. Okay.
Talk Radio. Please hold and you will be able to listen to the show. You are now in the host queue. Unmuted.
Okay, Fremont, I'm on.
You're back live here.
Okay, do we have Fremont, is the call in queue?
Call is in queue,
I got a call to say, I think it's give me the area code again. I think it's, they're calling in. What's the Florida? I think Florida area code, and then press 1 to make sure you get in. Free them all, my brother McFarland. Free them all, feed them all. He ain't just saying it, he mean it. Yes, indeed. He mean it. And Community Refrigerator and a whole bunch of more programs will not be there. I was.
Yeah, Fremont brother here.
Fremont.
Call 863 Fremont. This is Sam from the Asking People Specialist Party.
Real welcome to Fremont Radio. Okay, let me get you. Okay, we can hear you loud and clear. Okay, right on. I don't know if we've been on. Well, again, welcome to Fremont Radio. We know what subject matter we're talking about today, but I know that the trial. Okay, can you bring us to speed? Give us a little. What's background? What's happening? What stage in the game? The corporate proceedings are in regards to. Some people seen our flight, and I know they've seen the other information put out in regards to the Uhuru 3, and some people asking was the case being held convened in St. Louis, was in St. Petersburg, Florida. Can you give us an update, or just even for those listeners who this may be their first time be familiarized, what's going on with the case in regards to Chairman Omar Chatelli and the Uhuru 3? Can you bring us up to speed, and what's the status of it now?
Uhuru, absolutely. First, I just really want to salute you, Chairman Fred Hampton Jr., and just want to salute the entire organization for hosting and supporting and uniting with the Uhuru movement, the African People's Socialist Party, and Chairman Omar Chatelli and the Uhuru 3 for this free speech trial of the century. The trial began in Tampa, Florida, and on Tuesday, September 3rd. We started off with a press conference with scores of supporters, including, like you mentioned, Pam Africa, a MOVE organizer and the chair of the International Concerned Friends and Family of Mumia Abu Jamal. We also had Afia Wangaza of the Malcolm X Center and a veteran organizer of the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee, or SNCC. We had Charles Barron, New York State Assemblyman and freedom fighter, Caleb Maupin, the founder of the Center for Political Innovation. We had comrades, people coming from all over, including San Diego, where Benjamin Prado, the Secretary General of the Unión del Barrio. We had Jacqueline Lukman representing Ajamo Baraka and the Black Alliance for Peace, Zaki Baruti, the President General of the Universal African Improvement Association, Reverend Edward Pickney, the founder of the Black Autonomy Network Community Organization, and even Cam Howard, founder of Reparations United, who was there with that incredible press conference that is available on our Burning Spear TV YouTube channel. So it's been an incredible week. We are now in week 2, where the jury the all-white jury is going to be deliberating. They're deliberating today, and the government has nothing but fabricated stories and lies. Our attorneys are absolutely brilliant. They're making it clear that the Uhuru 3 are innocent, and they are not Russian agents like these bogus charges are claiming. And, people across this country and across the political spectrum know that the FBI is not for the people, and they don't respect the rights of the people, especially African people. And we've never needed anyone foreign to the African experience to tell us that we are owed reparations. So yeah, the courtroom has been packed all week with nearly 100 people. our support and encourage everyone to come to Tampa so we can defeat this attack on the free speech rights of everyone, and especially African people. I just want to say we are winning.
We're right on for that update. Some of the forces. I mean that you need some powerhouse organizers, powerhouse individuals. You know what I'm saying? We got a lot of respect for this down there. So basically, the case is. Now some people hear this and they say, wait a minute, is this is like already kind of eerie, like times like you see similar contradictions, like people can equate. I mentioned earlier, these are definitely the reactionary times. We look forward to revolutionary times, but just even when you said about the accusations about being connected to Russian agents, and many people familiar with the days of past, the infamous McCarthy hearings, and that was like a tag or a label that doing it with they refer to as, I think, the Red Scare, and just tying everyone to this to Russia, so even Dr. King and the likes. So just for clarification, so the charges are okay, and we know actually that there's international right now what's going on in regards to the U.S., Russia. Well, technically, the U.S. said they're not engaged in any wars with Russia, but this discussion of Russia on the world stage is ironic. Again, with these times when these accusations be thrown out. So, just for clarification, that's basically the charges are saying that there's some sort of connection with the Russian government. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. So I'll lay out basically the overt acts or the so-called crimes of the indictment are all pure political speech that's supposed to be protected by the U.S. Constitution First Amendment. But we know that when the First Amendment was drafted, African people were still enslaved. These overt acts, or so-called overt acts, include Chairman O'Malley traveling to Moscow to speak on behalf of the African nation at a conference hosted by a non-governmental organization, or NGO, titled The Dialogue of Nations, which was also attended by delegates from around the world, including from Ireland, Spain, Hawaii, Puerto Rico, Africa, and hundreds of other people, including from dozens of anti-war organizations in the U.S. The other thing was publishing a petition charging the U.S. with genocide. The government made the ridiculous allegation that the International People's Democratic Hutu Movement's recent Africans Charged Genocide petition, which won over 130,000 signatures before Change.org took it down, was created under the control of the Russian government. And this is just what they said about William Patterson, W.E.B. Du Bois, and Paul Robeson in 1951. In the 1940s and 50s, Paul Robeson was labeled a Russian agent after visiting the Soviet Union, and he was forced to testify at the House Un-American Activities Committee, and his passport was taken from him. And in 1951, W.E.B. Du Bois was indicted, arrested, and arraigned by the U.S. for the charge of being a Russian agent after he put out a petition against nuclear weapons, and he was 83. And the chairman, O'Malley of the African People's Socialist Party, is 82. So we understand that African people have the right to utilize international law to fight for our human rights. In 1982, the African People's Socialist Party organized the first World Tribunal on Reparations for African People. Finney Shakur spoke there. And we put the U.S. government on trial for violating the UN Convention on the Prevention and Punishment of the Crime of Genocide. And the U.S. government was found guilty by an international panel of jurors who decided that the U.S. owes African people $4.1 trillion, and that was in 1982, for stolen labor alone. We don't have state power to enforce the verdict, but we have the free speech right to advocate for our reparations. The other thing that they said was an overt act was speaking and organizing at UN hearings for reparations to African people around the U.S. NATO proxy war against Russia was considered an overt act.
What sort of response? Okay, in many cases, with charges, the state doesn't blatantly make it. I mean, overtly say that it is political, and with this, by them saying it's political, what the community, the people, what has been the community's response in regards to this case and this trial?
Oh, the community is outraged, and that's why the courthouse is packed. We've seen that the government, they proposed they offered a $10 million reward for information, and still got nobody to say anything, and they still have no case. So they dedicated 30 FBI agents over the course of 3 years, conducted military raids on people's U.S. residents, and included a reward that the community stood behind our back and said, hands off of Uhuru and hands off Africa. So you'll see that the courthouse is packed with people from all over the community, the African community, the indigenous community, and the two other, Jesse Neville and Penny Hess, they are also part of the Uhuru 3. And so there are white people there who are also saying hands off Uhuru and hands off Africa.
You mentioned Cam Howard earlier. I seen a couple. We reposted some of the updates he's been giving. So what stage is it? They deliberated? Are we correct to say that the jury is supposed? Are they deliberated now? And if they are, or the officer, should people still be coming down to the trial, or what is the most up to date call to the community?
We are still calling for people to come down. We still have an entire community of people who are here, and we are continuing to pack the courthouse because deliberations can take a long time. They can take, weeks, however long they want to. And to give you a recap, with only one witness that they had left at the end of the prosecution, they failed to present any actual knowledge or evidence of the government's baseless charges that the Uhuru 3 are, quote, secret pawns in a Russian government conspiracy to sow political discord and interfere in elections, unquote. So they made these outlandish accusations that Chairman Omali Yeshitela, as well as two leaders in the organization, Solidarity component, that I mentioned Penny Hess and Jesse Neville earlier, saying that they were paid and under the control of the Russian government when they took a petition to the UN charging the U.S. with genocide, when they testified at those hearings for reparations to African people and publishing the article opposing the ban. All of those things were not proven. The government has only been able to provide paid, quote-unquote, experts, none of whom admitted that they knew anything about the trial or the organization. So what has become evident, even having a direct quote saying, do you have any evidence that the Russians were involved in the election? The prosecution stated no. And then when they said no, they had to ask, well, why did you write that in the indictment? And they said, I didn't write the indictment. So we know as a part of the Uhuru movement, we have had the same opinions, and we fought for the right for Black people to vote and run candidates in elections for over 50 years. Their first quote-unquote expert witness was a professor of political science at Syracuse University, and he shared his views on Russian intelligence services, but admitted he didn't know nothing about the case of the Uhuru 3. Their other expert quote-unquote witness was a counterintelligence and cybersecurity consultant and professor, and the government referenced the witnesses' writings in their response to the Uhuru 3's motion to dismiss, arguing that the term, quote, disinformation does not refer to information that is false. Rather, the government said, it refers government look bad. So on the stand, this quote-unquote expert witness presented concepts from his latest book. And when he was cross-examined, he said he confessed. He said he doesn't have any direct knowledge of the Uhuru 3 case. And a string of FBI quote-unquote special agents took the stand, and they gave a testimony on each of the narrowly assigned scopes and duties. They described photos of possessions found during the raids, like books on a shelf and scraps of paper. They read serial numbers from computers and phones. Court observers were pretty much incredulous as one special, quote-unquote, FBI special agent took the stand and began to read through the same emails and WhatsApp messages that previous witnesses had already read. So eyelids were drooping in the courthouse because they had basically just repeated the same things over and over again.
Is there access to the court proceedings? Are they going live from there, or people just only getting like updates? You know what I'm saying? Oral updates from some people that's going to court, or is again?
Yes, that's right. Yeah, there's no cameras allowed. They're not live streaming it, but we are on every single question that's asked, and we have everything on handsoffahuru.org. We're providing updates. We also have other comrades who are coming in and reporting on it as well. So on some independent news sources, you can get it there. But on our Burning Spear TV YouTube channel, we are broadcasting live every day from the courthouse. And even day to day, when we had the opening argument, our attorney, one of the Uhuru 3 attorneys, Mutaki Akbar, a brother, he turned the story right side up and reminded the jury that 2014 was really a pivotal year for the rise of social movements in the U.S. protesting police violence after a string of police killings of Black people, and that we were a prominent voice in these protests. So we received many offers of support, including from the anti-globalization movement of Russia. So it was the leadership of the Uhuru movement that attracted support from around the world. And it wasn't the orders of a Russian NGO that caused the Uhuru movement to do the work and express the opinions that it had already been doing for more than 60 years. So the week one, where, they included a Russian-born FBI special agent that testified. She testified that reading the document given to her by her supervisor convinced her that AGMR head was an asset of Russian intelligence. And then during cross-examination, she admitted she didn't have any direct contact with any Russian nationals and didn't do any independent fact-checking of the documents that she read. So, the prosecution, they introduced communications that were from AGMR's president seeking to discuss Jesse Neville's 2017 campaign for St. Pete. And then under cross-examination, that FBI agent admitted that the government has no evidence that Neville ever worked with the Russians on the local electoral campaign, nor did he receive any campaign donations from any Russians. And Chairman, he explained that while the Uhuru 3 are clearly innocent according to the law, the government hopes that the specter of Russia, and black is going to sway the jury to rule based on prejudice rather than facts. So we're hoping that the members of the jury are going to see through all the government's fabrications and decide to preserve the U.S. Constitution's First Amendment protections of speech and dissenting opinion. So the trial continued the next week on Monday, September 9th. They had some cross-examinations of the latest FBI agent, and then the Uhuru 3 attorneys began their defense, which was brilliant and ended in a big Uhuru. And so the case is being heard on the 17th floor, the top floor of the federal
Okay, so the court, the deliberations are happening. People, the court is still open for people to come to court.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Okay, and you laid out a lot of information. So even though and I need you to give out those sites again, is I know the information you provide is up to date present, but it's also is there information that's retroactive where people can go back and look at go back and read some of the stuff that you laid out. You know, saying even that stuff that built prior to this case. Some information you just provided. Is that posted also on the sites?
Yes, it is. They can go to read everything at handsoffuhuru.org. That's UHURU. And we have our news that is, located right there on the page. And it's all up to date. We've got illustrations. Everything is well organized. We also have links to the YouTube at the Burning Sphere. And it's youtube.com/the @ the Burning Spear, and they can watch live every day as the trial continues. And if you go on the website now, you'll see everything is well organized and well documented.
Oh, okay. So again, just for our listeners and viewers, though the court proceedings are not laid out. You can't view them live, but there's updates on the Uhuru site that you can see updates continuously live. Correct?
Yes, Uhuru. Yes, and we encourage everyone to join us because we are winning. It's incredible to see this. This is the trial of the century, and I wanted to also salute you because you were recognizing the incredible sister Claudette Colvin, and it made me think about Freedom Summer and Fannie Lou Hamer, and we are continuing Freedom Summer here in St. Petersburg, Florida, and we need boots on the ground. We want you to come and help us organize, not just around this trial, but we have to continue to organize so that things like this, so that the state can never think to lay a hand on another one of our leaders.
Uhuru, right on. So again, we live and direct. This is Chairman Fred Hampton Jr., the Black Panther Party Cubs. We are live and direct on Freedom On Radio. Here at Intellectual Radio, you're getting live updates in regards to what's happening in St. Petersburg, Florida. Those who replay this, repost it. Matter of fact, if we can, just someone can type in those links that were laid out in regards to the trial that's happening. Again, though the courts, you can't get they're not giving live stream. But there's the site, the Uhuru sites, so you get the live updates. And also, it's not just giving the state, the present day information, but it's retroactive. You go back and look back at some of the past history, we can get to this stage in the game. Anything else you would like to provide for our listeners or people? Again, I'm glad you just did it, because some people are saying, oh, well, since the jury's out, since there's nothing they can do. What you said, just to reiterate, you said people still need to come on down. Are there, for those who can't physically be there, is there some way that they can politically or whatever, support? Are there calls, or people who can call or go on sites, or those who can't physically be there?
Yeah, if you can't physically make it, go to handsoffuhuru.org. Go ahead and check out all of the information, support senior donations, and if you can get down here, come and spend a week organizing with us. We have Freedom Summer going on. We have a Sunday rally every Sunday where I am hosting the rally. I'm the MC, and we have a big caramoo. It is jam-packed in there where we give political education. We have our Burning Spear newspaper as well that we distribute, and it's the longest running revolutionary newspaper in existence that's still in print today. So I really want to just encourage everybody to come to St. Pete, come to the Aquaba Hall, come to our Hoover House, and get organized. So, and I really also just want to salute you again, Chairman Fred Hampton Jr. Coming from a second, third generation revolutionary. I'm the chairman's granddaughter, and so this is just a historic moment where I feel like we're really carrying on the legacy of liberation and African revolution, and it's a beautiful thing because, Chairman always says revolutionaries were optimists because we can see a brighter future, and I just really want to salute you and all the work that you do, Chairman.
Revolutionary appreciations to you again. Right on. Again, I didn't know that, you know what I'm saying? And related to the chairman wanted to tell you I'm working on getting down that way. And again, it's ironic. My math is kind of off right now. This is September 11th. This kind of puts in context. September 14th. I know the root. That's a day. In fact, we talk about. I was mentioning earlier about we just came off the heels. We had to convene the People's Convention, and we talked about some of the things we put forward, the African Anti-Terrorism Bill, and the term OVs, the original victims of terrorism. But I'm also coming up on the anniversary, September 14th, the day that I was released or unleashed, you know what I'm saying, for being a political prisoner, in which clenched fist salute to the Uhuru movement, you know what I'm saying, that, and I know that many people want to touch the Free Fred campaign, you know what I'm saying, that international campaign to Free Fred, that was, I was snatched up in 2001, and upon my release, I made sure, I recall getting on that train, headed down to St. Petersburg, Florida, just to touch base with Channel March, telling others to extend my revolutionary appreciations, because I still maintain a position that, as Minister U.E.P. Newton had said, that when he was locked up, had it not been for the support of the people, I may have come out of there in the pine box. It would come out of there at all. So again, the support of the people is phenomenal. It's imperative. Again, you pointed out that y'all, you're fortunate to have good lawyers and all that plays a role. But again, we appreciate you coming online with us. And this was a last minute call. A lot of times the moves have to be last minute. And just appreciate you giving us some powerful updates. And again, I look forward to touching base with you face to face soon. So give us again any remarks, or if you want to reiterate some contacts, whatever, you feel free to. And revolutionary respect to you as well.
Uhuru. I just want to say, hands off Uhuru, hands off Africa. Uhuru.
Right on. We live and direct in the spirit of making history, taking history, and taping history, y'all. Again, for those who just tuning in, if you just tapped in, again, you can rewind this. And on this live, on this YouTube, I think it did fall off for a minute. So you didn't miss too much, but we was consistent on Instagram, but it did fall off. So this is in two parts on this YouTube, but the Intellectual Radio, they had not fell off. So again, y'all, I was wondering, the question, which courthouse, which courthouse is it again? You mentioned it earlier.
It's the Tampa Federal Courthouse, which is at 801 North Florida Avenue in Tampa, Florida.
Tampa Courthouse. Question. So do people, if they fly in, do they fly in straight? Because I know y'all located in St. Petersburg, but do people come in to St. Petersburg or Tampa? What's the distance from that, or from Tampa and St. Petersburg, or do they go straight to Tampa?
Yeah, we have. If anyone is flying into Tampa Airport TPA, then you can communicate with us and we can help coordinate rides. We have been coordinating rides for so many of our comrades who've been coming in, and that we are able to help with a ride from the airport even to the hotel. We can help you coordinate a hotel. But the Uhuru House is located in St. Petersburg, Florida, which is maybe about 30 minutes away from the airport, Uhuru.
Right on. Again, Revolutionary appreciation for coming on with us. Feel free to keep us updated, even though we a weekly program on Wednesdays, 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. Central Time. But if any breaking updates, feel free to contact us, and feel free to go and come back next Wednesday with us. And the lines are open. And we'll be checking on those updates on those different sites you gave us. Uhuru, we live and direct, y'all. Spirit of making history, taking history, and taping history, y'all. Okay, y'all, Freedom on Radio. I hope y'all got those updates. Repost this, reshare it. You know what I'm saying? Keep updated. Y'all feel free to call in and tap in. As we say, cub in with us, y'all. Again, 929-477-3785. We are getting, you know what I'm saying, fresh to the precious. What's happening right there? Again, 30 minutes away from St. Petersburg is in Tampa. So you got the court information, what's happening. Again, the jury deliverance is out. And I want to ask this a question, but anybody knows you can never say. Sometimes people say, "Well, what you thought? How long the jury be out?" You can never say. You know what I'm saying? You can never say. And again, everything is political, y'all. Everything is political. Live and direct and spirit. Making history, taking history, y'all. And feel free, if y'all call in with us again, make sure you press 1. That's 929-477-3785. 929-477-3785 and press 1. Scott, we got any callers in queue? Right on. Y'all, okay, right on. So Fremont, just checking these sites. Again, y'all, for those who tapping in with us now on YouTube, this is the second what's the term, upload, because we had dropped earlier. But so we combine both of those, got some powerful updates, powerful information. And again, you see if you were live, also the birthday of Claudette Cove, and that was as good as the political and historical context. I think it's important. You know what I'm saying? Just having this dialogue with a brother earlier. I said a lot of times we have, reactionary assessments. People think situations just happen out of a vacuum. It's the first time it happens, or whatever. But it's important. You know what I'm saying? We cannot afford the luxury not to always put stuff in great political context or historical context. You dig? And for those who are not familiar with Claudette Cove, who are not familiar with the Fannie Lou Hamers and the likes, you know what I'm saying? Go back to some research on these different forces, and even with this time, in the discussions, I say even the ruling class itself says that 3 to 4 months prior and post to an election, people become politically engaged. And when they say politically engaged, they're talking about, of course, electoral politics. But we'll take that. Because the fact is that even I think it was Bill Meyer, you know what I'm saying? I feel weird quoting some of these people, though. But Bill Meyer said that how the American populace was seen and viewed as the most apolitical populace, in other words, population. And that was some years ago. They said that, and I can foresee that happening, you know what I'm saying, the more as the U.S. tentacles, not just physically, but politically, as it goes out. Because it's a certain mindset. As I said, in Africa, there was a big fight against, don't bring the NFL over here. People like, oh no, it's just football. And I tell people, she said, do you think there's life on Mars? I say, I'm not that arrogant to believe that there is no life life force other places. But I say, but I believe I believe this also, that whoever is on Mars, Pluto, Saturn, wherever they up there praying to whatever they believe in, but please, do not let imperialism come up here. Because once they come up there, once this system, which is born of white power, once they get there, it may look good in the beginning. You know what I'm saying? Oh, we got McDonald's, we got Coca-Cola. It's nice, you know what I'm saying? Hey, once they get there, hey, you talking about like bad luggage don't want to leave. Everything else comes with it. The drive-bys, the overdoses, so on and so forth. I think back, they was talking about in Russia, and they was talking about the contradictions in Russia, and then this was post after that big speech, former U.S. President Ronald Reagan, tear the wall down, break that wall down, and they showed some scenes in Russia later, and they were showing these old ladies, like literally grandmothers, selling bags of crack. I said, I'm telling you this, hey, this what comes with it, you dig? This what comes with it. All that, right, all that comes with it, you know what I'm saying? It maybe look nice in the beginning. Ooh, man. It's nothing. I was commenting earlier, like even in regards to the dynamics, you know what I'm saying, the Mexicano and the Venezuelan community in the States, I say, you see, and I just brought to my attention, this is references Hispanic Heritage Month. And you see the flags, and they blazing, I'm talking all over. Flags, I never seen the size of these flags. And flags are a statement. Flags are political. Everything. Flags are a statement. So when people say, what do you mean? I say, you like, You see when this, some people say it was staged, it was an act, you know what I'm saying, there's a big debate on who's gonna go to Mars first, America or Russia. You see they go with them flags. They playing them flags. In fact, I was telling the brother earlier about Sundiata Acoli. You have to Sundiata Acoli, and these are some of the giants. Say cool things, some of the giants, the cloth that we cut from, Sundiata Acoli, long-held political prisoner, you know what I'm saying, who I had the opportunity to, I was stopped by Sister Dequeeze, the widow Sekou Odinga, and stopped by there. And I remember I'm leaving there because I was like told by Miss Sekou Odinga's the home going to have him, and he made his transition, and we leaving out, and unbeknownst to me, the Minister of Convocation of Pan America, they said, man, who is this? This Sunday out of Coley. The feeling, I can't even describe it, you know what I'm saying? But it was, since reported, he even taught Neil Armstrong. This one they claim to pose in the first one, you know what I'm saying, up on the moon. You know what I'm saying? Taught him geometry. You know what I'm saying? This the cloth. You know what I'm saying? These geniuses. You know what I'm saying? Whatever standard you want to go by. Whatever standard you want to go by. I tell people, I say, you go back and look at, footage of Minister UEP Newton on I forget that guy. This show everybody talking about. You go debate him. Well, so look at Malcolm, you know what I'm saying, Boston University, whatever the Boston you want to talk about, you know what I'm saying. But again, it's important to put stuff in historical and political context, y'all. And you say not Russian. Yes. These Field Marshal, late great Field Marshal George Jackson of the Black Panther Party said capitalism. It not only affects the economy, but it affects the psychic. And if not only affects the economy, but it affects the psychic. A lot of people say, well, we just want to get this part of it. You know what I'm saying? But it's the psychic that comes with it. So if we take an honest, objective look back, you know what I'm saying? And even though it's not gone, it may be dormant in certain places, the crack phenomenon. Go back and look at the psychic. You know what I'm saying? It sounds, you know what I'm saying? Like what was the movie Snowfall? It brought back memories. You know what I'm saying? You're looking at certain things like, damn. You know what I'm saying? How we view, you know what I'm saying, the people, the different things. People say, well, I never seen that. My people didn't smoke crack. My family didn't smoke crack. But you were impacted by it. I remember seeing the grandmother and the grandchild. What's that criminal name? Geraldo Rivera. This is what I'm saying. At that time, his show was seen as like some big, wow, it was a big phenomenon. And he had this lady, a grandmother and a grandchild on a Geraldo Rivera show, and it was a case in, maybe in Detroit. And they had showed the footage. And mind you, again, this was people had, a lot of us have become immune out of footage. Like you show whatever you want to show. Now you just know, it's become immune to it. But this was the footage of a young lady, and then people were going over this bridge, and they had beat this lady. This lady was like literally beat to death. But what stuck out was the cars and the traffic going past while this beating was happening. And they had the young man. He was in prison for the case. He was on the screen, the video screen. And the sister who was beat, her mother and her daughter was on there. And I remember that. And even watching it, how the system worked us, including myself. And watching it. And then I remember her mother said to him, he's in prison, she said, to you, that was a strawberry, you know what I'm saying, or a hype, you know what I'm saying? For those coming up now, that's a term, you know what I'm saying, people refer to. That's what we say, people are demoralized, not strawberries hype. She said, well, that was my daughter and her mother. I said, damn. To put that in that context, you know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying, but even that aspect of the chemical biological warfare, waged on us, you know what I'm saying? Again, we cognizant, our terms, and I think back on the video, the interview where they was interviewing Minister UEP Newton, they kept saying the Viet Cong, and he wouldn't respond. And later he says, "Are you talking about the Vietnamese people?" And I said, "Wow, and that's it." And I think, and that line, that politic I hold to, I can't tell you how many conversations I be with people. Oh, Jeremy, you know what I'm saying? And the whole that, you know what I'm saying? Even, just to say assassinated. I recall all people's all type of We took an issue. It was a big thing when Jay-Z was born December 4th, 1969. So he arrived saying that Fred Hampton died. And I remember the line, we took, our position was Chairman Fred was assassinated. And I remember people going, they were trying to reach out to Jay-Z, Chairman tripping. You should be happy to mention your father, you know what I'm saying? You making a big deal out of nothing, And you look back, you fast forward to Whoopi Goldberg when she may slip up on it, man. She slip up on that View. She may say just the wrong before the commercial come on. You can literally see that hand coming through. I mean, like check you. They got up to the point that she can feel it. You know what I'm saying? While it's coming out of her mouth, she said the wrong words. Excuse me. Matter of fact, she does political preemptive strikes now. She apologized before. She said, "Okay, I know I'm fucked up. I'm gonna." She said, "Like, what's gonna come on? Welcome to the View. Let me apologize, because she's like, people don't even be familiar with the different dynamics, because they're not used to that. Seeing a community, an entity that maintains a line. You know what I'm saying? Like I tell people, I say, structure, the dynamics of it. You know what I'm saying? Of a people. A lot of people have never seen that. This was going on in Chicago. A lot of people they blew away. They seen these flags. And see what they're saying. And comedic genius Richard Pryor, who was heavily impacted by the Black Panther Party, he said, America wants some new niggas. Yeah, he said, America wants some new niggas. And what they'll do is, like, there's a lot of discussion going on about people seeing the link cards and the EBT, the amount of resources that are being allocated. And see, it's the art of pimping. You know what I'm saying? They flatter you. You know what I'm saying? They detach you from, before you know it, after a while, you know what I'm saying? Excuse me, one sec. Hello, Fremont. Yeah. I'm doing well. Forgive me, who am I speaking with? Okay, give me about 10 minutes. I'm literally online, going live with our radio show. About 20 minutes. Yeah, about 20 minutes. Yeah. Let me know if they could, if I'm still on Instagram, pause, okay. Reconnecting. Wait a minute, y'all. Y'all forgive. Can you still hear me? I know sometimes when the calls come in, the